Welcome to another edition of the Insider Recruiting Scoop. I'm Jarrett Johnson. I'm joined by the Mighty Joe Yeager. Mighty Joe, man, look, seems like every program's had a lot of success both on the field and the recruiting trail, of course, but football. But recently, the new coaching staff had a lot of success, had a big June on the recruiting trail. Well, honestly, here on campus, as they hosted a lot of recruits, they ended up with 8 commits. In June. You said 5, and I was like, oh, I think like 3. They got 8 in June. So Mighty Joe was closer, a lot closer than I was. And you know what? I think more than that, these aren't just 8 bodies. These are guys that hold multiple Power 5 offers. Texas Tech beat out some Big 12 rivals to get basically some of these guys and move up. Now they have 11 commits. They're number 51 in the country. A month ago, they were number 91 in the country. They were last in the Big 12. Right now, they're 8th in the Big 12. And there's some reasons for optimism here with, in the Matt Wells era. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah. I mean, I was worried that I was being optimistic with that 5 pick. I mean, I thought, geez, man, I'm going to look like a complete bonehead here. It would even more than usual. But hey, they come in with 8. And that's just so they've got to be thrilled with that result. I mean, if bottom line, you're getting your numbers up. I mean, you got a situation now where you've at least got the foundation of a recruiting class. You can, I imagine a lot of coaches probably wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night. Geez, what if we don't sign anybody? Right. And so they're not in that sort of a situation. It's not that bleak. In fact, they seem to have turned a corner to a certain degree. So they should be able to build on this, and hopefully they have some success on the football field, and that just adds to it.
Yeah, give me a guy who you're excited about from this class, from these 8 guys that really stood out to you and grabbed your attention.
Yeah, Quinn Bright, the athlete.
Cedar Hill.
Yeah,
great program.
Cedar Hill, about 5'9", 165, I believe, and a real rock and roller in the open field. Very, very fast, tremendous acceleration, pulls away from people, separates. And can make some people miss too. Yeah. I tell you, the athlete is a pretty good description for him, because I mean he's kind of equally splits time between running back and a receiver position.
Yes.
So this is a guy who has some real potential and some intrigue to him as to how he's going to fit in. When I look at him in the backfield, he reminds me of, and don't go ballistic on me here or anything, I know how you feel about this guy, but a poor man's DeAndre Washington as a running back.
Especially when he first got on campus, he was pretty small. He got pretty big and developed into an all-around running back.
Sure, right. And they have that same sort of look carrying the ball. And, I mean, he just looks also completely natural as a receiver, completely comfortable. So, I mean, this is a guy who is going to help you one way or another. I don't know if it's going to be primarily as a running back. If it's going to be a running back, he's obviously going to have to stack some weight on. 165 isn't going to get it. But, I mean, these guys get in strength programs, and 165 turns into 195. So that could happen. If not, I think he's going to be a really good receiver for Texas Tech in one capacity or another as well.
You know what I really like about what they're doing there with Quinn too, Quinn Bright, is they're starting to stack those kind of guys that you're talking about, those elusive guys that can line up in the backfield and line up in the slot, all-purpose backs, for lack of a better term. Olante Brown was the highest rated guy from the last class, 4-star guy out of Chicago. He's on campus now. I really like what he could bring in that capacity. Tayson Henry, another guy. That's what he is, so they're starting to stack these guys every class to where basically you can't miss. It's a numbers game. One of these guys are going to be a big-time player. I think we have a pretty good idea that what Tayson's going to be, which is a very good football player as well for you. So I really like what they're doing in that position, Mighty Joe. Right. I'll tell you what, another position I really like that they're starting to come around on, I like the way they're recruiting more than, let's say, Texas Tech has recently, is at running back. And Taj Brooks, he's one of the top-rated running backs in Texas. And just wrap your mind around that. Texas Tech getting one of the top-rated running backs in the state of Texas. He's run for over 1,000 yards each of the last 2 years. He's also a good receiver. And he's not some small, diminutive guy. He's like 5'10", 5'11", 205, 210. I think he's going to be up to really like 220 by the time he's really playing for Texas Tech. He's got some shake to his bait. He can run over guys. I really like Taj Brooks. I think he's the complete running back out of Manor, Texas. Tons of Power 5 offers, including Big 12 rivals such as like TCU. So it was really big to get Taj Brooks to commit after he came on his official visit. So those are 2 huge pickups. I'm gonna give you one more nugget here coming up. Commitment date, I believe it's July 8th. Kobe Minor, he's a safety out of Lake Dallas. I've already put the crystal ball prediction in for him to commit to Texas Tech. I think that's where he will commit when he announces on Twitter on July 8th. That's really exciting. He's a really good player. Once again, another guy with several Power 5 offers. He's also looking at Cal. So Cal is the team to worry about because he's got a lot of family from the West Coast. So, but I think Red Raiders are going to get another one in Kobe Minor, so another good one. So, Mighty Joe, great stuff from you as always. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.